Hey everyone, this is Jordan with Serendipity OA, and in the video today I'm going to be doing a full walkthrough of the sourcing sheet that I just recently released. So this is a paid sheet. It will be a very small fee. Anybody that is in our paid Discord, the Serendipity OA Money Team, the cook group that we have, will have access to the sheet completely for free. Otherwise, it will just be a small fee. And so I'm going to discuss what exactly this sheet is. We're going to go through how to set it up. And then I'm going to go through all the features and how to utilize the sheet to its full capabilities. So what is a sourcing sheet? So a sourcing sheet at its core is simply just a way for you or your employees to input leads that are potential products that you're going to buy for your Amazon business. A lot of people use just very simple sourcing sheets where it's just the information from Amazon, copy and paste it over into a sheet, and that is completely fine. That works for a lot of people. The reason for this specific sheet, the reason why we have a bunch of additional fancy features is because it helps us track a lot of stuff. So it helps us track our employees' production from month to month. If you're not tracking stats, it's very hard for you to gauge at a glance if your employees are improving month over month. This sheet also helps us give right in your face visual feedback for our employees. So you can see right here, we see something that is red. So that is obviously an item that has been disqualified. So it's very easy for our employees to see that and then go back and review it. And it's very easy for us to leave notes why it was disqualified. Then they can review that and learn from the mistakes and improve going forward. The sheet also has additional functionality where we can do things like track or implement a bonus system basically automatically, and then a bunch of additional other features as well that we'll go over in more detail later on in the video. So firstly, what you'll want to do is after you purchase a spreadsheet, we want to get it set up. So you'll get access to this exact sheet here. So what you'll want to do is come into File and click Make a Copy. And what that will do is that will make a copy in your own personal Google Drive because you won't be able to edit this sheet here. And then you'll want to make a new sheet in SellerAmp. This sheet is made to work the best with SellerAmp. You can utilize this sheet if you're inputting details manually or through another software. But for our case, it is formatted the best for SellerAmp. So you want to make a new spreadsheet within SellerAmp and then copy all your details over or all your pages over. We have a previous video discussing exactly how to do that. So how to make a copy and activate automation slash scripts for the Serendipity OA order tracker. So this will show you how to make a new sheet in SellerAmp and then copy all the sheets over from your new sheet into that connected sheet. So I will leave a link to this video in the description of this video below. And then once you have everything linked over, you'll want to input your field mappings for the sheet. So this is how we have our sheet set up right now. So of course you can customize and change the sheet however you feel or however you see fit. But if you don't want to play with the spreadsheets or you're not familiar with them or you don't want to mess around with customization at all, then I would suggest you just copy exactly what you see here. So just copy these fields, make sure that they're in the same order. So you can pause the video and make sure that everything matches up. For the formulas, you will get a document with your purchase with these formulas included, and I will also include these formulas in the description of this video below as well. Okay, so now that we're all set up, we can start talking about what this sheet can do and how it can help you in your business. So this is an exact copy of the sourcing sheet that we use in our business for our VAs. So not everything that you see here may be relevant to you. We're utilizing this from the stance of a leads list company. So we're really concerned on the quality of leads that are being produced, but to the overall quantity of leads being produced. That may not be as much of a concern for yourself. So you can adjust that or ignore certain things as well. But basically what we have here is the first sheet is the regular product sheet. And this is where all the leads would be extracted or imported from Amazon directly into here. And this is where we would give our employees feedback, notes, etc. So up top here, we have a color code. So this just gives us a visual indicator of what each product is, how we qualified it. So if it's been an accepted product, if it was a good product but we previously used it, so it's not a unique product, if it's out of stock, disqualified, mismatch, error, etc. We have a bunch of stats up here as well. So it will tell us automatically how many leads were produced yesterday, today, last week, last month, current month, what percentage on track the employee is to meet their current bonus goal for this current month, how many leads we have for their current goal for this month, or for this week rather, how far along in the month we currently are. So this just calculates based on the amount of days are in the month and how far along in the month we are right now. So right now it is October 5th. So it's calculating that we're 18.52% complete this month so far. This gives us a stat here of how many leads we're currently on track to produce this month. So it just basically looks at how many leads overall have been accepted this month. It will not factor in disqualified leads. And based on where we are at for the current month, if you maintain your same production, that will give you an indicator of how many leads you're expected to produce this month with your current production. We have a stat here that shows us how many leads last month expressed as a percentage were disqualified last month. Same stat, but for the current month. Some bonus thresholds that we have up here, which we'll discuss a little bit later. And then how many pending leads we currently have that have not currently been qualified. So when a lead gets exported from Amazon or from SellerAmp into the sheet, it'll look exactly like this guy right here in the middle. So it'll have all the information that you see right here automatically. The only thing it'll be missing are the checkboxes here. So if you want to utilize the checkboxes and the color formatting that we have, all you have to do is highlight the fields where you want to input the checkboxes, and then click Insert, and then click Checkbox, and it'll insert those guys for you. And then that just allows you to utilize the color formatting that we have here. And so it'll automatically extract the supplier out of the source URL over here for you. If the note indicates that there is a sale, it'll automatically turn this field yellow just to bring your attention to it, because items that are on sale are typically time sensitive, and those are items that we need to typically review and address first. So if it doesn't have the word sale in this field, it will not be yellow. I'll show you for an example. We will remove the word sale. So it will turn white again. And then if we put sale back in here, it'll then turn yellow. So it's just to bring your attention to that field there. It'll have all the Amazon data. The ASIN will turn green, which is our color coordination up here, that it's been previously used. So if it detects a duplicate ASIN in the sheet, it'll turn that ASIN green for you, just to bring your awareness that this ASIN already exists in the spreadsheet. The profit and ROI fields over here will turn color automatically based on the category or criteria of field that the profit and ROI is in. So this is based on our leads list criteria. So if the profit is over $5 and the ROI is over 30%, those corresponding fields will turn a gold color. If the profit is over $3 and the ROI is over 20%, those will turn a silver color. And then if it is under $3 profit, and if it's under 20% ROI, those fields will turn blue for the blue tier. So that just gives you a visual indicator kind of where your leads are at. If you just want to just say you have a list of like say 100 leads you want to look through, and you just want to pull through the stuff that would be like a gold tier qualified stuff, you can very easily see that based on those visual indicators that are there. And then over here, the blue qualified, silver qualified, and gold qualified, again, those are based on the criteria that we have. So if one of the fields is blue qualified, it'll automatically qualify for blue. If they're both gold qualified, it'll automatically qualify for gold, etc. So like for example, if we change this one, say this product is not a $2 profit, but it's a $5 profit, this should automatically change when it's exported. It'll change when it's exported automatically to silver. And then if it looks like this, it'll automatically change to gold. If you're changing this manually, then you would just change this manually yourself. So you can change it from yes here to here, and then erase that guy there, right? So pretty straightforward. I'm just going to change this back to whatever it was. Cool. Okay. And then the checkboxes we utilize to qualify all of our leads. So we utilize the yes and no section here. because that will pull through data in other sheets. And then we utilize the checkboxes for the color or visual indicators. So if a item has been disqualified, what we'll do is we'll just copy the no across the board, and then that will be a disqualified item. We can see that the pending leads went down to 0. If it is qualified under a certain tier, we just indicate yes. Again, if you're not concerned about individual tiers, you can just make it all one tier. You can do that however you want. And then we utilize the checkboxes to indicate to our staff basically visually of what went on with that lead. So if it's a lead that we accepted, that we utilize, we would just indicate accepted, and then that will turn the corresponding fields green. If we disqualified it, we would indicate disqualified. It will turn it orange. And then we would always leave a note, like up here, we indicated it is a 6-pack. If it's disqualified for a specific reason, we'll indicate it's disqualified and then also check off the reason as well, just so we have that visual indicator there. So if it was previously used, we could indicate previously used. It'll turn it a bright green. If the item was out of stock, we'll indicate that. And we'll utilize some filters later where we can really easily see the items that were out of stock, so we can revisit those quite easily. Or if the item was a mismatch or error, we'll check off this guy over here, which will turn the field red. So it's just a very easy way to give your employees visual indicators of what was happening with their leads. We also have basically a nil checkbox here to indicate reviewed. So this is just a checkbox just for us. So like say if we review a product, but we're not qualifying it right now, so we're not going to utilize it or buy it right now, we'll indicate that we reviewed it. This won't do anything. This just tells us that we reviewed the product. Then we can come back in here later, and then we can purchase that product accordingly. So again, you don't have to utilize all these fields. You can utilize them all. This is just the process that we use, and that's how we utilize it. Okay. So the next sheet that we have here is a products to watch sheet. So this is basically for your employees' reference. So if they come across products that are, say, like out of stock, or they don't make sense right now, but they look like they'll make sense in the future, they should export their products to this sheet. So they can copy it from over here and then put it in the products to watch sheet, just so that they have a reference of products that they should possibly visit in the future. Our staff utilizes this quite a bit. If they put something like, say, on the Keepa notifications for when the price increases, they'll put that data in here so they know where they need to refer to for that ASIN. If they see items that are out of stock, they'll typically put that in here so that they can revisit it when the product restocks. You can use restock monitors, or you can just check it on a daily basis, etc. So that's a really nice thing to use. We also have a separate sheet for potential seasonal products. We know that certain products sell a lot better in certain seasons. So just because you come across a product right now that doesn't sell, doesn't mean it won't potentially sell a lot better in the summertime. So we put those in here, and then we revisit these once every season to see if there's any products that may now be viable that were not viable when we first looked at them. Okay, so then the next sheet that we have here is the lead tracker. So again, this tracker has a bunch of formulas built into it, and it pulls through the data automatically from your regular products spreadsheet. So it'll automatically highlight the current month that we are in. And then we have a field here for how many lead hours we expect our employees to work. We base bonuses based on how many lead hours that they work. So in this sheet, it's set up to produce, if an employee wants to hit a bonus, we are expected them to produce 1.25 leads per hour, or 10 products per 8-hour shift. So what I input here is just basically how many days they are expecting to work the current month times 8. And then they don't always specifically work on leads for that amount of hours and months. Like say, sometimes we have meetings, which we track individually, or maybe they had days off. So we wouldn't count that towards lead hours. So then at the end of the month, we put in how many lead hours they actually worked. So if they actually worked 176 hours this month, it will then adjust their bonus requirement accordingly. If they worked lesser hours, we can put like say 150, and that adjusts the numbers that we have over here correspondingly. And then over here, it tells us automatically how many leads were produced in each tier. So it shows us how many blue tier leads were produced for the month, silver leads, gold leads, how many leads were disqualified, and then it gives us a total for the grand total of leads produced. So total qualified and disqualified leads together. It gives us a total disqualification rate, because that is important for us as well. We do want our employees to be accurate when they are listing products, so we regularly want our disqualification rate to be coming down over time. If we see disqualification rates increasing, that may be an indication that additional training is needed or something is going on with that employee. So that tells us that's something that we should be looking into. The actual leads needed is based on the amount that we input into the lead hours worked. So again, that's based on a factor of 1.25. So if we put that they work 176 lead hours this month, it'll show us that they require 220 leads to hit their bonus threshold. And then it shows us how many qualified leads they produced this month, and then how far percentage-wise they are to hit the lead bonus goal. And then over here, we have the potential bonus. So again, you can adjust this however you want, but the way that we have it set up right now is we provide a bonus of 25 cents per lead for blue and for silver tier, and then 50 cents per lead for every gold tier lead. And this is only if they hit the bonus threshold. So assuming that they hit 220 leads total, this would turn green, and then we provide them their bonus. If they do not hit the corresponding threshold, this would not turn green, and we would not provide them that bonus. And then we just have some details in here to keep track if we paid the employee the bonus for the month. So say if they qualified for the bonus in October, we would indicate that we have in fact paid them. We would probably pay them at the start of next month. So we pay them, say, November 1st or whatever the first pay date is. And then we would just indicate here of how much we actually paid them. This will be adjusted to a currency quickly here. We'll just adjust this to currency. And then if you have any notes for that, of course, you can put that there accordingly. Okay. So I'll get rid of that stuff there. And then we have separate sheets for blue qualified, silver qualified, gold qualified, and disqualified. So this will just pull through the total leads or all the leads from the regular products list all together and put them in here. So any leads that are considered blue qualified will go into here, silver qualified will go into here automatically, gold qualified, and then all the disqualified leads will be in here. And so I'll show you right now. Right now we have 2 blue qualified leads. We can see that's in here right now in the blue qualified list. If I disqualify one of these guys, so I just mark it off as disqualified, we're going to mark it off as completely disqualified. We can then come into the blue qualified list. We now only see 1. And in our disqualified list, we see 2. The reason we do that is just because it makes it easier for us to sort everything, qualify everything accordingly. And when you have somebody that's sourcing for you full time every single day, this sheet can get quite full and look quite intimidating, and you might miss some things here and there. So what we do is after we qualify things, every couple days we'll come in here and we'll hide everything that's been qualified or disqualified after the employees had a chance to review it. So we'll, like, say it's been a couple days, the employees had a chance to review this product here. What we'll do is we'll right click on the row here, click hide. That hides it from the main sheet, but all the stats are still everywhere else. So we can still see it in the lead tracker. We can still see it in the disqualified section here. And then if we need to review anything later on, we can just click into here and we can find it instead of trying to re-find it in the mess that is this sheet once there's thousands or tens of thousands of products in here. If you do ever want to reopen anything and change anything, you can just simply click on the arrows that are produced after you hide it. It reopens it and your lead is still there. Okay, so it's a pretty handy feature to have. That's what we do. That's how we maintain organization. And then the last feature that we have in this sheet is a lead production filter. So this basically pulls through information based on whatever criteria you enter in the white fields up here and produces them for you right here, and then gives you some additional stats. So again, this can just help show you really quickly month to month where your employees are at, how they've improved over time, or if you want to find specific leads, or like if you just want to find things that were out of stock, etc. We can do all that here. So what you want to do is you'll only want to enter in information in the white fields. Do not change anything anywhere else. If you change anything in this field, it'll mess up the formula. So say we try to change it here, it just messes it up. So you do not want to change anything here. So just in the white fields up here. So you can change date from and date to. So we can see right now I have lead from October 1st to October 30th. Say I'm just looking for a certain date range. So I want to say from October 1st to October 20th. I can input that here, and it erases the lead from October 30th. Okay. Say I just want to look for products that are just from iHerb or just from a certain supplier. We can come in here and we can just type in iHerb, and it shows us leads from iHerb from October 1st, right? We can search for specific ASINs. We can search for if your note has a certain note or if it contains a certain thing in the note. So like say you indicated something was out of stock, or you indicated Amazon or sale or whatever you want. Say we just do sale. It'll only produce items that have the word sale in the note. All these have sale, so it produces them all. So say we want just items that have Amazon in the note. It'll only produce those items there. So we can do the same thing for the product field here. So you just want to look for like a certain brand. Like say you want to just look for Lego items, you can do that. And I'll just show you items that have Lego in them. In this sheet, we don't have any Lego items, so we don't get any results. You can do profit from and profit to, ROI from, ROI to, and then also blue qualified, silver qualified, gold qualified, and disqualified. So say you just want to look at the disqualified leads, you just change disqualified here to true, and it'll only show you the disqualified leads accordingly, and then shows you all the corresponding stats as well. So it's a pretty nifty filter to have. It's you can be very creative and utilize it a lot of ways to find previous items that were on sale from a certain supplier. Like say iHerb had a store-wide sale a couple months ago, and you sourced a bunch of stuff from them, and those items only make sense when they're on sale. You can come back into the lead production filter when iHerb runs their next store-wide sale, and you can search just for the supplier and just for things that the note indicates sale on. And then you can probably reutilize all of those products and do it relatively quickly, right? So yeah, that covers basically all the main functionality for this sheet. The few additional things I mentioned I was going to discuss is the bonus thresholds. So again, we primarily are tracking how many leads total our VAs are producing. So that may not be the best metric for yourself, for your own personal business. You may want to more focus on quality. So you'd have to adjust the formulas for that accordingly. I'm not going to provide any information on how to do that specifically in this sheet. But if you want to change, like say, the dollar amount that you provide per lead tier, you can just update that by clicking on this field over here and then adjusting it correspondingly. So I would start at the top and say you want to provide 50 cents across the board. You would change each one to 50 cents. So you change this one to 50 cents, this one to 50 cents, and then this one's already at 50 cents. And then that'll change it accordingly. So E11 or the E field would be for the blue tier leads, the F field would be for the silver tier leads, and the G field would be for the gold tier leads. So that's pretty easy to change. If you want to change the amount or the bonus threshold, you can just change the amounts that are in this field here. So you would just change expected leads produced. Our goal, as mentioned earlier in the video, is 1.25. So we can just change 1.25 to say 1 if you want them to produce 1 lead per hour, etc. And then you can change that in each field correspondingly. That'll adjust it there. And you'd also want to adjust that in the actual leads needed section over here as well. And then that will adjust it for you. If you want to just leave it at what we have it at, 1.25, you can certainly feel free. And then, yeah, this is the threshold required. My employees are required to hit a minimum of 100% of the bonus threshold that we set. So I want all my employees to be at that threshold within 3 months of employment. So that's why I just have that data here, just so everybody can see where they're at. Their minimum threshold is 100% and their bonus threshold is 100%. Of course, you can adjust those formulas accordingly if you want that to be different. So if you want them to be at 75% of the goal, you would just change this field here from 1 to 0.75, and then that will adjust that accordingly. So yeah, there's a whole lot that is going on in the sheet and a whole lot of functionality that it offers. I believe it can be a very nice tool to utilize, either for your personal sourcing to see how you're improving over time, or definitely for a team or for VAs. So yeah, I believe that goes over basically everything. Of course, if you ever have any questions, comments, concerns, or suggestions, certainly always feel free to leave them in the comments below of this video or contact me via either my public email, via Discord, whatever channels you want to contact me by.